Thanks once again. Been a great luncheon. So I'll be brief. I do want to say thanks. This is a crowd that is always great. Great way to start it off. Our kids have been putting in a lot of great work. Tonight we'll have a mock game under the lights and kind of wrap up fall camp. They'll start classes on Monday. So this is getting closer and closer. Yesterday we were 2 weeks out from our first game, which is absolutely awesome. I do want to thank a couple other people, though, before I get rolling. Not only our two coordinators who have been an absolute blessing for me with Dan and Paul, but all my other assistant coaches are here tonight. Starting on defense, Coach Hargrave, our inside linebacker, if you can stand, Coach Hargraves. Coach John Scott, our defensive line coach. New rookie, Coach Chad Walker, also our outside linebackers coach. Over on offense, our offensive line coach, Coach Anderson. Running back coach, Coach Reggie Mitchell. Apparently the go-to expert for road trips, Coach Michael Smith, wide receivers. And local favorite, Barry Lunny, our tight ends coach. Also here with us today, I have basically our entire football family is here with us. There's so many people that do so many things for us coaches, our players, so many different things from travel to food to training to academics to anything from A to Z. If I could just have anybody that's in our football family, football department, operations, medical staff, training room, everybody could please stand and have a moment to get recognized. Video, everybody. Anybody and everybody. And last but not least, it was my wife's goal to make it here. This is the first luncheon she's missed. Unfortunately, we have a young little lady that does not cooperate all the time quite yet. I probably need to spend more time at home. It'll get it straightened out. But Jen couldn't make it today, but I do know several of my coaches' wives, if they could please stand. I don't know, they're dispersed around the room. Oh, Jen, up front, absolutely. Thank you to you guys. And then also a special lady that has been with me since day one. Our Secretary of Staff is here, but my administrative assistant, Clinda Carr. Where's CC? Clinda is in the back. Where's she at? Way over there. Over in the troublemaker corner. CC and I made a deal. I'm her last head coach. I think I'm number 5, so I'm sticking together. But absolutely awesome to be here. Thank you for the support. I do think the great part about this event, it signifies how close we are, but what also makes Arkansas so special to see you guys year in, year out come back and support our players. Hopefully you had a chance to visit with them at your table. We have a bunch of new guys in the room, a bunch of veterans. I think when you heard from our captains, it gives us a great, just a little symbolic of our whole entire team. You know, so Austin Allen was committed before I came here. Thankfully, he stayed committed once I came here. I'd heard about him a year earlier. From a coach that I had hired who had worked here previously, told me about Austin. We watched him on film and did like him, but unfortunately he was already committed to Arkansas. But had a chance to meet with him very first weekend when I got here and could see what he could become, and it's been an awesome watching him. On offense, Frank Ragnow. Austin's in his 5th year. Frank's in his 4th year, thankfully. Best recruiting job of the year to get him to come back. I'm sure everybody's glad he did, including himself. Has built himself into one of the premier players in our conference, but what he does every day from leadership to all the things off the field as well as all the things he's been through is truly remarkable. Santos Ramirez is a 4th-year player as well who redshirted, and I feel bad when he sits up here and he says he wasn't a bad person in his first couple of years. Maybe just didn't do everything the way he is now, and the rewards are endless. And a guy that's really poised and put himself in a position to be elected as a captain as a junior is truly something special. So pretty cool there. And then K. Rich, probably the most unique story, someone that I always felt compassion towards. K. Rich was a walk-on when he first came here. You could tell right away that he had something to him. Has been probably one of the more intelligent players I've ever coached on the defense side of the ball, hands down. The knowledge that he has and his ability to make a lot of great decisions. So that is a small glimpse of what I get to work with every day. And as you can tell, I got a pretty good job. It's absolutely awesome for me to be able to be in the environment we're in, the culture we've created. But we are in year 5 of our program, and one of the things that we've commonly said, I kind of proposed the idea to the team this year that when I first came in, I believed that you had to build things. Growing up on a farm, growing up in an environment, I learned very early from my father, if you're going to work and you're going to build something, you need to do it the right way the first time so you don't have to go back and repeat it. And unfortunately, during my life, I got reinforced over and over and over. So when I took over this program, I took it over for a reason that I really wanted to do. I wanted to build it to something that had never been a chain before. And to do that, I didn't want to skip a step. So I put a huge emphasis on academic success just because we weren't quite where we thought we should be. We were in jeopardy of being a bowl team that was going to be ineligible by GPA standards, and just we're at a point where we couldn't really function, at least I couldn't function as a coach in that world. So we raised the bar academically. We set standards in place that there was no more acceptance of average. You did the best in every way you possibly could, and we just finished with the highest GPA in the history of our program after the summer semester once again. So 5 straight years we continue to raise the bar and do things very, very well. There's some statistics that are out there that are just amazing. But I'm not going to talk about those numbers, because the number I want to talk about is a greater number. The thing that we also stressed is that you have a certain expectation level of success to represent yourself in the classroom and in a way that you should be proud of. You're going to carry an Arkansas degree for the rest of your life, but what your name is attached to that degree carries a lot. And not only your name, but what your teammate's name is and who he is and what he does. So I put a tremendous amount of effort and in recruiting, put a huge emphasis on the type of people we're recruiting. I didn't need everybody to be from the same religion. I didn't need everybody from the same family background, the same history, the same state. But I needed people to have high quality. I needed to have people have that I felt you could come to work every day and feel good about who they are. I know there's a lot of coaches that commonly say, how do you go to sleep on a Friday or Saturday night? And I go to sleep very, very well. Well, before my child was born, I sleep very, very well. And because of the kids that we're around and the environment that we've created. And it's been referenced several times here during fall camp. If you're a player on our team that doesn't want to do things right, you stand out like a sore thumb. You're going to do things right, and you're going to be put in a position to have success. Last year, I believe I had close to 50 players in the NFL that really are talented players, but the reason they're at the place they're at and where they've been able to have success is because of the way that they live their life, because there's so much emphasis on that in today's world. And so, again, we raised the bar in the area that we asked them to off the field. I'd sit back, and I know that we have kids. We had an issue at the bowl game, but, during my 5 years in tenure here, we don't have a lot of problems away from the game. We have guys that do things right and hold themselves accountable. And when I see things go around the world of college football, it upsets me because we're a reflection of that as well. Even though we're holding our end of the bargain, it's a constant message about college football, and our kids stand for the right things. So that brings us to where we're at. We're in a football season now, all right? And they're going to go to school. They're going to get good grades. They're going to do what they're supposed to do, and they're going to hold themselves accountable off the field. But I want to talk about winning games, all right? We're in a position to be a team that could qualify for a 4th straight bowl. That's great, all right? But I also understand that we want to win bowl games. I also know that we came to the SEC to play in the SEC, but we came to the SEC to win in the SEC. And we've won games. There's 2 teams on our schedule in the SEC West we haven't beaten. We haven't beat A&M. We haven't beat Alabama. And that's something that our kids are very well aware of. It's something I'm aware of. But we have played well, and we've played in a position, at the end of the year we lost 2 games that unfortunately didn't go our way, and it's very upsetting and very time-consuming for those times after that. But our guys didn't run away from it. I, as a head coach, didn't. I know our staff didn't. I know our players didn't. We owned it. We were part of it. It's on our heart. It's on our heart daily. So to kind of put ourselves in a position to come into January and to get with our strength coaches, with Ben Herbert and his staff, to be able to work and diligently go on a path to know that you can have success, to believe in it, to believe in one another, but challenge one another has been a great ride. All right, but that ride is done. We're done with the spring. We're done with the summer. We're done with fall camp tonight. Now we're going to approach ourselves into game week. We get to play FAMU, play a Thursday night game in Little Rock. It's going to be awesome. Kids are going to be excited. It's going to be one of the first games of the college football season. And then we're going to jump into a great non-conference schedule against TCU where we actually gain a day or 2 of preparation. To me, that's an advantage for the Razorbacks. Then we actually have a bye week before we play A&M. We've traditionally done very, very well during our bye week preparation and the opponents that we play to face A&M in Jerry's world on the same year that he gets inducted in the Hall of Fame. What a great, great honor. And then an unbelievable reward. And then we play New Mexico State, and then we jump into a 4-week grind of SEC madness where we got to go to South Carolina, we got to go to Alabama, we come back against Auburn, and then we go to Ole Miss. So it's a grind. Then we'll have one more non-conference game against Coastal Carolina. And then we end up with a 3-week grind of LSU, Missouri, and Mississippi State. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. That stadium, even though it's not completed, our kids would tell you it's louder. With the enclosure down there, it's going to be a live environment, and you can make it 10 times that. So when that opportunity comes, I can't wait for TCU to roll into town. We played in their backyard last year. They're playing in our backyard. We have a chance to go down to Jerry's World, like I mentioned, and play for a guy that just got inducted in the Hall of Fame and all the great Razorbacks, and to play a team that we haven't beaten that's very, very much well on our minds. And then we have, like I said, the rest of the schedule lays in front of us. I can tell you this, as a head football coach, I always have the same goals. I want to get better every week, all right? But we want to raise the bar on the football field as well. We want to put ourselves in a position that we're the team that's being talked about in the SEC. Somebody's going to be there. Somebody's going to talk about some team that no one knew anything about. I'm betting on the Razorbacks. I like where we're at. I really do. Coach Spurrier always said, the talking season is upon us. Well, the talking season is done. I ain't much of a talker. I'm not really in.